Welcome back, guys. We have a very cool knife to talk about today. This is the Microtech Socom Bravo. Okay, so here is the part number and some specifics. Comes in a cool cardboard box with foam cutouts and some paperwork. Nothing super exciting, but I had a chance to check one of these out from Peter at a Therapeutic Edge. We went to lunch a couple of weeks ago, and he brought his that he says gets a ton of pocket time. After having this for, I don't know, about a week or so now, loaned in from a buddy Michael, I can understand why Peter likes this knife so much. My other good friend Alex from the EDC Hour with Dirk and Alex channel, he recently did a very in-depth video comparing the Socom Elite Bravo to one of the custom Socom Elites. And I will link to that up in the corner at the end of the video and down below so that you guys can go check that out. He does a great job of really comparing the differences and the nuances between this collaboration with Reich Knives. So this is the China-made version and the American custom version that he borrowed from another friend of ours. So that particular Bravo that Alex had in his video was all blacked out. It was sent off, taken apart, re-anodized, just completely blacked out. But this is just the stock standard version. Bead blasted titanium, titanium M390, titanium M390. Jeez. Bead blasted M390 blade, carbon fiber scales, blue pivot collar, titanium clip. Very cool. Is it perfect? Yeah, let's talk about that. The pocket clip works. I just wish it would go into the pocket a little bit easier. It comes out fairly well. And you can actually see here, if we zoom in a little closer, the ramp on this side to take it out of your pocket is much more elongated and not quite as steep. Going into the pocket, well, it hangs up a little bit. It will go in, but it takes a little more effort. They could have moved that hump back a little bit to give it more of a ramp to go into your pocket. And then I don't know if I'd have a complaint about this. Other than the fact right now, you can't get one. The blade finish is phenomenal. I don't really like the big branding that Microtech does on all the blades. It's just my thing. I think they put too much. I don't know that we need the date, the serial number, the model number, the manufacturer. It's a little much on the blade, in my opinion. The frame, the carbon fiber inlays are just done fantastically. It does stick out of the pocket a little more than necessary. You get about that much out of the pocket. So it does stick out a little bit, but it's kind of a personal thing. Reich Knives logo on the back. Titanium lock bar. Stainless steel lock bar insert with over travel stop. It just works flawlessly, and it feels fantastic in the hand, and it looks good doing it. The sound is great. It's very auditory friendly, if you will. Now, you can't really choke up on it. A little bit, if that's your thing. Do you need to? I don't think so. I do like that you have quite a bit of grip back here. Could be a little bit shorter in the back for my taste, but all in all, I think it's a really, really cool knife. Now, these run about $350 on the Microtech website, out of stock. But I've seen them at like $500 and $600 almost on this, not the secondary market, but on other retailers' sites. But they're all out of stock also. So I couldn't find one at the time of filming this. I could not find one in stock anywhere at any price. Okay, let's go over some of the specs. It's 5 inches closed, 9 inches overall, 4-inch blade, just a hair under, 3.99 on my calipers, 3.77 cutting edge, 0.024 behind the edge, 0.182 blade thickness, M390 blade steel we already talked about. Overall thickness is 0.619 minus the clip. Weighs in at 5.7 ounces. And I believe it runs on Teflon washers. But I could not find any specific information on the websites. But from looking in it, that's the best I can see. And it kind of acts like that. So I'm going to go with Teflon washers, but don't quote me on that particular piece. So they have multiple versions of this. This is the standard drop point. They have a Tonto version. They have a serrated version. They have a partially serrated version. They've got a Tonto with a partially serrated version. There's a bunch of options on this. So if you're into serrated, if you're into Tontos, you can find, well, I guess you can't really find right now, but there are options out there, okay, to fill your particular need. Here it is next to the Sharpie. The Spyderco Delica. We'll run through a couple of these really quick. I've done some other Socom Bravo knife reviews, and I will link those also at the end. AA and D cell. We're talking carbon fiber here. So we should pull out the carbon fiber Hellraiser. Now, this is a custom version, but since we're talking about Chinese-made overseas knives, production versions, how about the production Hellraiser in carbon fiber? Satin blade, not a bead blast. You get the idea. Okay. What else? I don't know. That about covers it, right? What other size comparisons do you guys want or need? This thing is really cool. This is something I would probably buy and own. The other Socoms that I've seen previously had the clip in tip down configuration. I'm not going to say that's right or wrong. I've done a video on tip up or tip down. I prefer tip up. Again, that's a personal preference of which I've been told maybe I should leave personal preference out of reviews, that personal preference has no place in a knife review. I don't know. I got that comment the other day in a video and I was like, really? I'm giving you all the specs, but then I'm also giving you my opinions, my impressions, my thoughts on it. And you can agree or disagree with my thoughts and opinions. And that's fine. I'm not going to argue your opinion or say that my opinion matters. Like tip up and tip down. I prefer tip up. That's my opinion. That's my preference. If you're a tip down guy, we can still be friends. You're wrong, but we can still be friends. Just kidding. You're not wrong. It's just a personal preference. So I personally think my personal preference is I like to hear people's personal preferences in their videos because I get to know that person. I get to know what they like and don't like. And then it helps me make an informed decision on what I'm going to buy. Because if I know that such and so loves these things and he talks about it and all the other knives that I bought that he's liked, yeah, I'm going to probably like that knife that he's talking about. So there you go. A little ramble at the end there, but please go check out my other Socom video up here in the corner and go check out Alex's comparison video in this corner.